Hi guys, the new slingshot guy here. I just want to show you a quick tutorial on how to make band sets from ordinary office rubber bands. See? Now, you can really use any rubber bands you want, but I find, and a lot of people find, that the best bands suited to this are number 64 office rubber bands. The number got ripped off there when I tore it open. But I got these at Walmart. There's no Walmarts around here because I'm in Brooklyn. I got these at Walmart when I was upstate for around $1.24 for, I think, a quarter-pound bag. And this should get you a bunch of band sets. Let me just get down to it. So, there are really a lot of ways you can make these. You can either... I find that three rubber band lengths, 1, 2, 3, is good for half butterfly, and two rubber band lengths is good for a draw right to the chin, around 80 centimeters, and of course one more would be good for about full butterfly, but I like staying to around 2 lengths, because when you start using a lot of these rubber bands, they get pretty heavy, and it slows them down a bit. But so there's basically 1 or 2 simple things you have to know to make these. Obviously, well, first you need to know how to make the lark head knot. It's a tension knot, meaning it won't come undone, and it's really the only good way to bind these. There are other ways, but this is the simplest and I think most effective way. So before you start tying any knots, you want to pre-stretch each rubber band, make sure there are no flaws in any of them. You know, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's good. Once in a while you'll find one with a small hole in it, and you don't want to go through making a whole band set to find out that there's a hole in one of your sets, in one of your rubber bands. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing here, I'm going to be using 2 in the front and 1 in the back, which is going to form kind of like a taper, which will actually increase speed. Of course, you can go as many in the front or as many in the back. You can go variations like 3, 2, 1, or then 2, 1, which is what I'm doing here. You can really do any way you want. So this is how I'm starting. You take 2 rubber bands in one and 1 in the other. You're going to need a total of 6 rubber bands for this set. Okay, and you make sure they're straight, make sure there are no holes, right? And this is how you tie the lark head knot. Okay? You're going to hold them on one finger, 2 on one finger. Slide the other one through the 2. Now, while making sure everything is still straight and linear, as to not, because if it's not straight, they're not going to last as long. So what you do is, you have 2 rubber bands over this one, and you're just going to take the loop like this. Make sure you guys can see this. Turn it over and pull it under like this. Alright? But you're not going to be able to pull this very hard as it sits. So what you're going to have to do, this might seem weird, but moisten it with your saliva so that you can pull it until it locks in place. Of course, you can use alcohol, which is also which is what they tell you to use when you're installing bands on a tubular slingshot. It's a good lubricant. But the easiest and fastest way to do this is just spit and see how everything, that's how you tie the lark head knot. See, it's nice and small, nice and neat, and everything sits straight. And you can see how nothing's twisted. It's all sitting straight, which is going to increase band life and make it, in the end, easier to attach. Okay, so you're going to do the same for the other side. Make sure everything's straight. Make sure everything's... Okay. Alright. I'm going to go through here. Pay attention. You're going to go through here. Pull it under like that. And then stick it in your mouth. Might seem weird, might taste weird, but that's how you do it. You give it a couple quick tugs. Don't pull too hard. You give it a nice couple tugs. Dry it. Make sure everything's sitting straight. This one came out a little funny, but it's fine for what it is. Oops, dropped the flashlight. And there we have it. Now, when you attach these to the fork of your slingshot, this is not the one I'm using, but when you attach them to your fork, you're going to have the two on the front. I'm pretty sure most of you know this, but for the beginners here, you want the single rubber band towards the back where your pouch is, because this is going to stretch more. Sorry about the lawnmower in the background, but hope you can still hear me. But this is going to give you faster speed, a higher speed, than if you were to just have 2 and 2, or just 1 and then 1. Hang on, let me just close the garage door. Alright, so now that that's done, we're going to attach a pouch. See here. Broken band set. Alright, now here's my pouch. Alright? So what you're going to do is, you're going to take your rubber band, make sure it's nice and flat, sitting flat against each other, and you're just going to put it through. Make sure it looks like that in the end. Now you only need a really small amount sticking out, because you want to keep as much of that for your draw for the power, because these things aren't very strong. So you want as much as you can get. You only need about 1 centimeter there. And then you're going to take one of these very thin rubber bands. You can probably buy a bag of them really cheap. Very thin rubber bands. Make sure you have a string nearby. And just do the wrap and tuck method. Like so. 1, 2. I go the full length of the of this skinny rubber band. I find it much easier than using the constrictor knot. Feel it last longer. Also. Alright. That's good. Now what you're going to do is, you're going to find a piece of string. Find a piece of string here. Here we are. Now you're going to lay it across your wraps that you've already done. Alright. Whoop. Sorry. I'm going to lay it across the wraps you've already done. Like so. Okay. And you're going to wrap once, twice over the loop. Can't see it very well. And then you're going to take the rubber band and put it through the loop. Pull. And then pull on the string to pull the rubber band underneath. And that's half the band set done right there. I want to keep this video short, so I'm not going to do the whole thing. But this particular band set I find to be a little zippy with 3/8 steel, or anything slightly smaller than that. You can do any amount of rubber bands per side that you like, but I just prefer to stick small and with a short straw, so I could be accurate, which I usually am with the short straw, the short draw. And there you go. 2 and then 1. It's good for 3/8 steel. Now, I already used this to tear this can already over here. It's an Arizona can. I just wanted to share that with you. Thanks and bye-bye.